everyone, and welcome back to the CO2 Rundown. I'm your host, Chad Owens. Happy Wednesday, midweek, peak of the week. We are in our groove. Look, we've got an exciting show for you guys today, as always, but I have to remind you, turn in those football fever ballots to select Long's Drugs and give yourself a chance to win that Vacations Hawaii trip for two to Las Vegas plus $500 cash. That's right. And if this is your first time watching the show and you're wondering, Chad, what's football fever? Well, every Monday you can get yourself the Honolulu Star-Advertiser newspaper, right? Go get yourself the football fever ballot. You're gonna be making your weekly picks, the NFL and college games. And you're competing with myself and other panelists. And at the end of the week, we select a winner. So there you go. That's football fever. We've got a grand prize at the end of this thing, a big green egg Kamado grill. But the weekly winners, a trip for two from Vacations Hawaii to Las Vegas. You cannot beat that, plus $500 cash. So look, with that being said, turn in your football fever ballots to select Long's Drugs again. And it is that time. Let's dive on in to the CO2 Rundown. It is homecoming week for our UH Rainbow Warrior football team, and we are taking on Duquesne. And for this one, we are the favored in this one. No pressure though. You know, this is the thing about football, right? Whether you're favored, whether you're the underdog, it doesn't matter. You still got to show up and you still got to play fundamental football. And, you know, I think in week one, hey, that was a football game that we showed in that first drive. We could play with that team. But fundamentally, we broke down, right? Hey, that's just the way it goes. So it doesn't matter who we're playing. Doesn't matter what the media says. Doesn't matter what the stats is. The number one thing is fundamentals. And so this week, I know that, and Coach Chang said it, we just want to play fundamentals for 4 quarters. We want to be technically sound. And that's what wins football games. Create turnovers and don't turn it over, right? Get after their quarterback and protect ours. You'll get the dub, right? And so that's our focus, I know, going into this week. And look, although, hey, we played Michigan, I talked about that last week. What a big experience. What a huge experience. I'm going to tell you what happened, right? Them boys fought to the end. And a running back, Tylen Hines, he showed that he had that heart. That offensive line, they showed that they can create that opening for the running backs. And look at what happened. So even in a big loss like that, right? That margin was big. You got to find the wins within that. Right? We're going to go back to the drum board. We watch film. We get better, but you have to find the wins in everything and build upon that. And so I feel as if as a football team, we're only going to continue to get better. Look, Joe Yellen is making his 3rd start, so we got our guy. As of right now, he's making his 3rd start. We know that. The team knows that. And so that's, to me, that's comforting. As a quarterback, as a receiver, and as a whole team, knowing, okay, this is our guy. We got his back. And so, you know, this week, homecoming, I'm just personally want to encourage all the fans to come out, man. It's another week 1. It's another home opener. Every home game, we need that energy. We need TC Ching to be rocking because the boys deserve it. And so with that, look, good luck to our Rainbow Warriors this week. I know we're putting in the work day in and day out. I see you guys grinding. I know what it's about. So just stay with it. Continue to trust the process. And even for the coaches, man, hey, for you guys, hey, continue to trust the process, right? Lean on each other, trust each other, and continue to believe in each other that this thing will come around. And it's going to start this week against Duquesne. Let's go, Bows. Dave Reardon has a very interesting article in today's Honolulu Star-Advertiser highlighting just the college football playoff picture and how it works. Now, currently, right, we've only got 8. It's an 8-team playoff for the national championship. They're looking to expand that to 12. They're thinking about by 2024. But, you know, when you talk about national championship, they're talking about, you know, a conference. If a conference is being represented in a national championship or in the college football playoff scenario, that brings in money. And that's going to bring in money to the entire conference. Now, at the end of 2021, the Mountain West Conference, in which our UH Rainbow Warrior football team is a part of, had a pretty strong finish. And, some say, hey, out of all conferences, performed at the tops of bowl wins last year. But what Dave is saying is that we're off to a shaky start. He's talking about the Mountain West. We're off to a slow start in 2022. And he asked the question, hey, can the league bounce back in time? Can we come up and can we start to make noise in time when we expand to 12 teams? So maybe a Mountain West team could be part of that 12-team, bowl championship playoff run, the national championship run. And what does that do? Well, that helps with recruiting. That helps with bringing in more money. More money, you can build out your facilities, right? It takes money to build a program. That's just the reality of what it is. So, hey, I hope we can get there. I hope we can continue to build our program first and foremost. Hey, we're focused on us, but as a whole, we're part of the Mountain West Conference. So we gotta root for that conference. We gotta hope that we can build competitive football within the Mountain West Conference, and it starts with us. It starts with us at the University of Hawaii, taking care of our own and doing what we need to do to stay competitive each and every week. And that starts this week. So with that being said, if you guys want to dive deeper into what Dave's talking about and his thoughts on this expansion and where we currently are, please take a look at that article in today's Honolulu Star-Advertiser. Whew, now this is a big story you're going to want to pay attention to, because this one is about the Rouse twins. Okay, Max and Logan, who are currently at IL playing football. Right, both are massive young men. Right, Max is 6'4", 270. He's a right tackle. Logan is 6'6", 235. He's a defensive end. But what makes this story unique, right? They're a set of twins. They're not identical twins or fraternal twins. But what makes this story amazing is that these boys have traveled, right? From South Korea to Italy to Alabama, and they've eventually moved to Hawaii in the 8th grade. And their story is phenomenal. They've, when you get to travel that much as youngsters, you see the world, right? A lot of people who grew up in Hawaii, we know Hawaii. We see Hawaii. That's what we know. So when we travel outside of Hawaii, we go to unique places, we get that wow factor from a lot of different things. For these boys, man, hey, it's just another beautiful scenery. We've seen it all. But the one thing that fires them up is the game of football. And coming from Alabama, where football is king, they had that culture. So coming to Hawaii and knowing how big football is here as well, that transition was smooth for them. And they are doing their thing at IL right now and helping them be a dominant program. The best it's been in years. Right? They're ranked number 8th, in the advertisers polls. And this is the highest they've been ranked in years, like I said. And so it's thanks to these guys, their presence on the field, on campus, just drawing that attention and that school spirit. But what I love about what IL is doing and what happened over the time when they traveled to the mainland and they played out there, they won. After they won, they made a trek down to watch Farrington High School, their rival, right? Their rival here. They went on to cheer them on to help them win that game. And to me, that's what's special. And that's what these brothers are talking about. That's what they mentioned. They said, I know we're rivals, but when we're out here, we're off the rock. It was Hawaii versus everybody. And so they've bought into that sort of thing, that culture, that we are together. And I like to see that happen more often, even when we are here as athletes. We've got conference rivals, yes. Hey, there's beef, right? There's pride. But that's just in the midst of competition. And as an athlete, and this is my message to the athletes, to the high school athletes, let's not take that competition off the courts, off the fields. All right, just keep it right there. Hey, we compete. At the end of the game, we shake hands. We see each other off the field, off the court. out, hey, chop it up, because one day you guys might be on the same team. You guys might be playing for the University of Hawaii together, right? You guys might be on the mainland together. You guys might be working together one day. So let's take that as a lesson right there, that these boys understand it, and they're smart. They're smart. They've got high ACT and SAT scores, right? They want to be engineers. They've got their mind set on education, where we all know that's very important, and that's first and foremost as being a student athlete. So I just want to congratulate these boys, man. This article is so long. I want you guys to go check it out, but I'm trying to give you guys, as much as I can, because I'm proud of these guys, right? It's not easy to travel and then settle and still stay motivated. And even dad said, right? Their dad said, I know that my boys probably, with their size, if we would have stayed in Alabama, would have had a whole lot more eyes on them two twins, right? They see size, they see potential. And he says, being in Hawaii, you have to work harder to get noticed. And that's all right. But that's what we're about here. We're about outworking everybody. So with that, continue to grind, boys. Continue to outwork everybody, and continue to lead with aloha. And good luck the rest of the season. One of my favorite articles that we have in the Honolulu Star-Advertiser is Hawaii Grown, right? It's a report we put out on all our local athletes who go on and do things on the mainland, in colleges, in their respective sports. And this particular article, and I want you guys to go check it out. It's Kamehameha School's alumni, Nadia Koanui, who is now at Cal State Fullerton playing volleyball. She is a 5'7" libero, and she is making an immediate impact out there. She's a freshman, and she's one of 68 female volleyball players on Division I rosters on the mainland right now. And that's huge. And the thing about being an athlete, we like to create goals for ourselves. Having goals, whether it's a weekly goal, yearly goal, whatever it is, it's what helps us stay accountable, right? It helps us work towards those goals. And Nadia had a conversation with her dad saying, Dad, I just want to, at some point, one of my goals is to be the defensive player of the week. Well, it didn't take long, because just 3 weeks in, she got a notification on Instagram from the Big West saying that she was notifying her that she was the Big West defensive player of the week. So Nadia, look, congratulations on that. Build upon that, right? Continue to set those goals. Continue to achieve those goals. Keep checking off the boxes, because that's what we do as athletes. We're never satisfied. We can always strive for more, and it's okay to want more. Being humble is one thing, but being, motivated, driven to achieve, that has nothing to do with ego. That has everything to do with being an elite level athlete. So continue to go after, the things you want to achieve, and put in the work that you've been doing. So congratulations again. And guys, please go take a look at this article. It's amazing. It's an amazing one. It has a lot more detail about what Nadia and Cal State Fullerton is doing currently in the Big West. Woo! And that is it for today's show. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon. One more reminder, go turn in your football fever ballots. Give yourself a chance to win. Trip for 2 to Las Vegas. Plus $500 cash thanks to Vacations Hawaii. Big green egg Kamada grill up for grabs. The grand prize at the end of this thing. So good luck to those who have entered. And I'm just going to say congratulations to whoever wins this week. And if you haven't entered, hey, we got another one next week. So don't worry about that. Huge mahalo to Long's Drugs for all their support. Let's continue to make Long's Drugs a part of our days. I'll see you guys for the pregame on Friday. Aloha.